What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to this week's episode of Round Recap, where we recap the latest round of rugby league and we talk about how great the game is, and we do the deep dive in all the awesome moments, all the cool things that happened. What a week it was too. What a weekend of rugby league it was. All right, a pesky little fly buzzing around my face. If it keeps it up, I'm gonna lose it. All right, what a round of rugby league it was. Okay, we kicked off Friday night. Broncos Bulldogs, one of the greatest Brisbane Bronco comebacks of all time. 18-0 down. Seemed like the Bulldogs were going to run away with it. I guess we're getting straight into the video too. I'm gonna put that on. I'm gonna put that on pause. Actually, I'm gonna just run through a few things I wanted to say. Thanks to everyone for coming and supporting the live stream. You can still see the balloons. The balloons there in the background for the 300 live stream, 300 subscriber special live stream. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. We had a great time, right? We drank champagne, we watched rugby league, we won a multi, all right? So it was a good night. It was a great night. It was one of the all-time great rugby league viewing experiences. So yeah, thanks to the 100 or so viewers who came and watched the live stream with us. All right, we had a good time. And here's to the next big milestone. Probably going to be 1,000. Made a few loose promises in there that for 1,000 subscribers, if we get there by the time finals footy rolls around, we will do a 1,000 subscriber special where we watch the grand final, overlooking a sort of in a penthouse suite at the GC. So that's my promise. But anyway, had a lot of fun. Thanks guys for showing up. Yeah, thanks for subscribing. But yeah, back to where I was at. Bulldogs, Broncos. Looked like the Bulldogs were going to run away with it. Looked like it was going to be all Bulldogs here. And then second half, Karapani makes a break down the side. He scores a try. Some other guy scored. I can't remember his name badge. Piakura scored. Billy Walters scored. Broncos make a comeback. This was a good game, right? If there wasn't so many other great games, this would have got game in the round. But yeah. Can't touch on anything really else, Lockie Galvin played a full 80 minutes in the halves. Reed Marnie's going to the Cowboys. Matt Burton looked really good in the centres. But it was just very un-Bulldog-like. They took their foot off the pedal and Broncos made their way back into the game. Hence, we're coming up to finals footy. We're getting closer to September. Hence, teams like the Broncos who mid-season, earlier in the season, we were sort of looking at them like, well, there's no way they're making the 8. Now, they're like 6th or 5th or 4th, right? They're up there. But this was a really good game. Regardless, this was a really great game. On to the Saturday night, all right? Here we are, we're live streaming this, all right? We're sitting down, drinking champagne, drinking beer, watching the game, live streaming, all right? We had a great time. First half, pretty uneventful. One-way traffic in the way of the Raiders. Dragons mounted a bit of a comeback in that second half. Tries through Sloan, Jaden Sewer, Cole Flanagan. So comeback. 28-24. This had buy-round footy about it. You'd expect the Raiders just to pump the Dragons, but the Dragons made a comeback. All right, the Dragons mounted a comeback, made it a close game, made it a good watch. Once again, no multis here, guys. But good game nonetheless, all right? Good game nonetheless. Can't even think if there was any key moments. I was sort of, I was more focused on the live stream. I was sort of more focusing on the task at hand. But this was a great game. Ricky Stewart came out and sort of scolded the media. Ricky Stewart sort of came out and scolded the media about the way they've been portraying Kyle Flanagan and Shane Flanagan in the news, in the headlines, rada. Fair game, I thought. But yeah. We're here to talk rugby league. We're not here to talk news. We're not here to talk politics, right? We never have, never will. Up next, Melbourne Storm versus Queensland Cowboys, all right? Few things are certain in life. Death, taxes, all right? And my multis are going to get up on a Cowboys game. Whenever I bet on a Cowboys game, no matter who they're playing, I make money. So I just chucked a few in there. Nelson, Big Nelson, anytime Melbourne will win. Melbourne to win. Rob Derby and Eli Katoa. That gets up. And then all I needed was Jerome Hughes, Melbourne to win, and then I would have had a little bit extra on top of that. But, long story cut short, we got paid. This was a good game. This was a really good game. And, could almost go for game in the round. This was a sick game. All 3 games. Boom, boom, boom. 4 games. All in close 1 try deficits. So, but this game was awesome. All right, the Cowboys played a lot better than expected, especially with who they were missing. And the Storm maybe didn't play as well as you'd probably want them to. No Pappenhausen though, and no Suafalonga. So both baby faces, new kids on the block on both wings. No Harry Grant. So it was different. It was a different squad to what we're used to, but it was a good game of rugby league nonetheless. Always love a trip up to Queensland Country Stadium. Okay? Always. And we love getting paid. Alright? We love showing up and getting a little bit of money. Sunday. Guys, gotta be honest, didn't watch this one. I was doing a little bit of Sunday fixtures. I had some stuff on it. Can you guys see these little flies, these little bugs? They're attracted to my light. They're attracted to the light, to the setup, to the monitors. There's little bugs flying around. It's really annoying me. All right, so if you're watching at home and my eyes are like going all over the place, I'm not on drugs. It's just the fact that there's a million flies in here, putting on an aerial threat. Yeah, didn't watch this game. I honestly didn't pick them on my punters playbook, and I didn't pick them in my betting app. But the closer we got to this game, I was like, wow, the Tigers are actually probably going to win this. Because it's by round footy and nothing makes sense. I was like, Tigers are probably going to win this. And looky here, they did. So, where that puts the Roosters in the ladder, we'll have a look at the end of the video, but where that puts the Roosters on the ladder, you're losing to the Tigers, bro. Big win one, lose one kind of team. Show up for the big games and they don't for the little ones, so. I'm sure this was a good game. I was just busy. And then on to Melbourne, Manly versus the Rabbitohs, man. So, what do you want me to say? We lost. 6 losses in a row. I don't even know who we have next week. Don't even really care. I'm just feel numb. I feel numb, and like I get it. We didn't have any of the big, sort of the big players. Brendan Smith, although pick the good out of the bad. Brendan Smith made his debut for the club. Played well. Every time he was on the field, he was injecting himself into the game. But, it is what it is. It's rugby league and it's simple. And I really thought we'd have a good chance against Manly at Brookvale, but Chase, I don't even know what to say. No Latrell, no Cody, no Ewan Aiken. Yeah. No Peter Memezelos. Tane Mill on a wing. I got a bone to pick with Tane Mill, but I'm not going to pick it here. Alright. I'll pick it on my Instagram. Go over to my Instagram if you want to see me pick a bone with Tane Mill. Not Tane Mill, sorry. Isaiah Tass. They're practically the same person at this point. But anyway. 30-12, what are you going to do about it? If we had kicked our conversions, it would have been a lot tighter. What are we looking at there? 18 and 30 if we kicked all our conversions. It is what it is. I'm not going to dwell on this game. I'm honestly, Taylor Duncan scores a double. Yeah. What do you want me to say? 3 tries, not a single conversion. 2 weeks in a row, though, that Taylor Duncan scored a double, so. And then the Dolphins, Parramatta, the Knights, Penrith, Sharks, Titans, Wars, all had a bye. I'm so thankful that there's no more bye round footy after this week. I'm so thankful we're heading back into normality. All right, Latrell comes back. He's probably going to play well. All right, maybe Cody will be good and healthy. Maybe Ewan Aiken will decide to show up. And we might be able to march down a few wins before the end of the season and not place last. Because I have been with this club through thick and thin, and I don't want to see them get a spoon this year. We get a bye next week. Oh my God. Jesus, let's go. Bit of weight off the shoulders with a bye. Who do we then play after the bye? Oh, Penrith. Are you fucking kidding me? Penrith. Should be a good game though. Boys are rested off a bye. Then we play the Sharks. We mightn't get a win. We mightn't get a win till the end of the year. Then we got the Broncos. Oh my God. And then we got the Titans. We might win that Titans game. I'm gonna make a promise here. Round 23, Seabus Super Stadium. I will be live there for that game. We will do a live. What's the date for that? 10th of August. I'm there. 10th of August. I am there to watch South Sydney play the Titans. I will be live in attendance. But hey, look at the good news. We got a bye next week. We don't have to play anyone. We could probably lose to the bye. That's how bad we're playing though. Regardless, that's it. That's round recap for this week. We'll do. We're gonna be checking the ladder at the end of every episode now, just because we're getting closer to finals. So the Storm are second on the ladder. Oh my God, the Dogs down to third. Serious fall from grace here. The Wires come back. They win one, and the Bulldogs lose again. No, I don't think the Dogs will come back and get a good win. But look at this. Storm, number 2. Penrith at 6. Broncos at 5. The Dolphins at 7. All right, the Roosters dropping down to the 8. And we will now be last on the ladder. So, could be looking at South Sydney Titans spoon bowl. Anyway, there it is, guys. So, some good footy to be played next week. All right. I have a stress-free week where I don't have to watch my team get battered. Dogs are playing the Cowboys, so they'll pick a win up there. Nice, guys. Yeah, that's it for me. That's it for the episode. Awesome. For what it was, there was some... Oh my god, I'm forgetting to do Game of the Round. Player of the Round. Oh my god. How forgetful of me. Fighting Field Insights Game of the Round. Round 18 is going to go to Cowboys Storm. Alright. A, one, we backed a few multis. C, it was during the 300 subscriber special live stream. And, did I say C instead of B? Anyway, C, it was just a good game. There was a good game. There's a lot of tries in it. Close game. Fun to watch. Alright. I know Broncos and Bulldogs was probably a tighter contest, better. But, I don't know. It's my show and I can do what I want. I can pick who I want, alright? Storm, Cowboys, congratulations. You guys are round 18. Fine Foot Insights, round 18, game of the round. And then as far as player of the round goes... Player of the round, I'm going to say Ezra Mann. I'm going to head up to the Broncos Bulldogs game here, and I'm going to give Ezra Mann man of the match. Player of the round, round 18. Congratulations, Ezra Mann. You are Fine Food Insights player of the round, round 18. So he deserved it. Set a few tries up there. I think he set up 3 of the tries. And, you know, he just injected himself into that game in that second half. So, yeah, shout out to Ezra Mann. Can't believe I almost walked out the door without doing player of the round, game of the round. That's so shocking, guys. That's terrible. That goes to show where my head's at, right? It goes to show where my head's at. Anyway, a few things I want to say before I get out of here, actually. Wednesday, there is going to be a State of Origin live stream, all right? We're live streaming Game 3 of State of Origin. All right, so if you watched the 300 subscriber special, my good friend Caleb, he's going to be there. He's going to be joining us. All right, it's going to be mate versus mate, state versus state. So yeah, come tune in. State of Origin Game 3 live stream. We'll probably be on air around 7:30. Right, just to really settle into the groove. 30 minutes of on air of just like, you know, getting our picks in, talking a little bit of Origin. This is and that. So, yeah. if you're interested in that, right, come check us out. Other than that, like, subscribe, right? We're at the current recording of this, we're at 370 subscribers, so could be at 400 by the time Wednesday rolls around, right? Because we're having some serious channel growth as of late. And check out my socials, Instagram, TikTok. I'm doing a lot more over there, guys. I'm actually doing live videos and stuff on Instagram because I really want to blow the Instagram up. And, you know, I'm posting clips and everything else like that on TikTok. So, and probably a bit on Instagram as well. So, yeah. Go check them out. Want to set a goal? Maybe we go for 50 followers on Instagram before the end of the year. Seems very achievable, I think so. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a really good week. And I will see you Wednesday for the live stream. Okay? Because I don't know if there's going to be an episode of Punter's Playbook this week. I don't know if I'm going to do Punter's Playbook this week because it's just a lot. It's a lot to do with the live stream and record a video and try and edit it and get it out to you within reasonable time. So, I don't know. We might do one on Thursday. I'm not sure. I'll see how I feel. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great week, and I will see you Wednesday for State of Origin. Deuces!
We're going to cover us like John Gray, please come on the show. John Gray, please come on, mate. You're a great ambassador. Please come on. Cheers, guys.